Alright, what's up everybody? I'm going to be doing a playthrough here of Wonder Boy in Monsterland for the Master System. Really cool game. I wanted to try to record myself getting through it before I forget how to get through it. Because it's got a really surprising amount of depth. And it's an awesome game. So I'm going to be playing it today on an Analogue Nt Mini with the custom firmware installed. Right now it's flashing the Master System core onto the FPGA chip. So we're going to be able to load up the game off of a SD card here, but it's not really emulation. We're really just, it's really identical to what you would be doing if you're playing it on real Master System hardware. So pretty cool. We're playing it on the XM29 and RGB, and I finished this game for the first time a few days ago. Really learned a lot about it in my quest to finish it, and thought I'd talk to you guys about it. So here we go. So this is the second game in the Wonder Boy series, and as we get started, there's a few gameplay aspects of this game that you got to know if you're going to try to get to the end. And you see me jumping around for coins. There's coins and money bags hidden all over this game, and you got to basically know where all of them are if you want to finish the game. Because by the end, you got to have the full armor set to hope to survive the final boss. And if you want to have the full armor set, you got to have as much money as possible to afford it at the end of the game. And that's easier said than done. So I'm going to show you guys the tricks that I learned playing through this game on how to get all the money that you need to finish the game. You'll see in the top right of the screen, there's a little hourglass. The time aspect of the game is very, very important. If that hourglass runs out, you'll lose health. And you can find hourglasses in the game, but you always got to be cognizant about that. You got to keep moving through the levels. So round one is pretty easy. There's 12 rounds altogether. Alright, this is the first village. And what you'll see, there's a bunch of shops in this village. And I just got a heart container. What you want to do in this village is hopefully have enough money to buy that 80-pound set of boots as well as the basic shield. And I'm not going to commit to buying the boots until I can get the shield. It's going to help you later on in the level. But as you buy, there's different levels of boots, shields, and armor in the game. And as you go along, the more powerful weapons and armor are only revealed to you if you've gotten the lesser ones. So you got to be buying them all along, kind of. Okay, there's the hourglass. If this guy's shooting arrows at me, I need to kill him to, well, he usually drops a money bag, but whatever. So now that I've got as much money as I can from this part, I'll go back to the shops. You don't want to go in and out of the doors too many times, or you could, sometimes the doors close up on you and you can't get back in the shops again. So I'm going to buy the basic shield and the $80 boots, and that's gonna, as you can see, when you get the better boots you can jump further and run a lot faster than before. This shield's gonna help you with arrows from guys like this. And now we're in the first part. And every time you go into like a new zone or you beat a boss, typically your timer at the top is going to reset. These bats are always going to drop hearts to refill your health, so it's always good to have bats around if you're worried about your health getting too low. And what you'll see right here is a little message come up. Someone be beyond the wall. So if you knock on the door, there's no door there. This guy's going to tell you what you need to do to fight the dragon, who's the last boss of the game. He tells you got to get an emblem. So basically throughout the game you're going to be meeting different people who take various steps to get you where you need to be to get that emblem to fight the final boss, and I'll kind of talk you all through that as it comes. Alright, so I'm pretty close to losing energy. Oh, there we go. For running out of time, but if we beat this boss right here, he's not too bad, then he's going to give me a heart and restore my hourglass. Okay, now you see he drops a sword. Some bosses drop money or keys, some bosses drop swords. Now up here's some money you don't want to forget about getting. if you want the best sword in the game, you got to make sure you fight all the bosses that are required of you to be able to obtain that sword. And if you miss one, you're never going to get the best sword. So I've already got the boots that I want right now. I'm not going to skip that boot shop. Go up here. It's almost always worth jumping to platforms to see if there's any secrets there. There should be an hourglass here. Now we're going to have another boss coming up. If you can finish the level with a perfect score, or a perfect health, I should say, you're going to get a big point bonus at the end. I'm not going to get it this time because that guy just hit me, but that's okay. Points don't really matter that much, except you do get heart container boosts depending on your point totals, but I'll make it there anyway. So these little fire guys, they never drop money, they just drop treasure that increases your points. So I usually breeze by those guys most of the time. The game overall is a really colorful, easy to play game. The controls are excellent. I missed that coin, whatever. The music's very good. This game was ported from an arcade release, and I'm actually going to wait here a minute for my time to run out so that I can get a heart bonus that's nearby. I've never played the arcade version, but this game I had when I originally had a Master System as a kid, and it took me about 30 years to finally finish it for the first time, but it was worth it. Alright, now you see a little question mark there. There's a secret armor shop there with a set of armor that I want to buy if I have 150 gold. I'm not quite there yet, so I probably won't get there, so I'm going to pass on that for now and just move on to fight the boss. Who is in this door? Every boss has that little colored circle on them that as it gets redder and redder, they're closer to dying. So you can always kind of keep an eye on that. And there we go with a perfect bonus. So I'm going to get extra points for that. Now in this level, just about every platform you go on, except for that one apparently, is going to have a money bag on it. So make sure you don't pass those money bags, because this is an important point in the game for getting as much money as possible. I usually like to hop under that guy. Yeah, there's one here somewhere. There it is. Okay. As we go through the game, there's a few points you got to be really careful about. That if you miss them or you do something wrong, you really jeopardize your ability to finish the game, because you won't be able to either afford the armor or you won't get the emblem or whatever it is. So I'm going to show you guys best I can where those points are. You see I just lost some health because I've been taking too much time, but that's pretty typical for this area. Alright, these mice you got to be careful about. Alright, now I can get that armor that I passed a moment ago. There's also a better shield in that shop up there, so I'm going to go get that next. You upgrade to the Knight Shield, which is a level 2 shield. And by doing that, the next time we get to a shield store, there will be a legendary shield available, which is the best shield in the game. Alright, so this is step 2 on the quest for the emblem. This lady's going to give me a flute and tell me what to do next. Find the old man in Pororo Town. That's basically the bottom line there. And there's a money bag. Sometimes there's the little springs that will pop you up. Get some money up there. Okay. Now this is one of those points in the game that you got to be really careful about. There's a path in the water there that takes you underneath into the water. You don't want to fall in that part of the water, and I'll show you why in just a minute. There's a boss in here. You go ahead and fight the octopus boss. And he's going to give you the key to exit the level. And a bunch of money. Like I told you at the beginning, money's really, really important. Let's get our money. Alright, now the exit level's to our left, but now we want to go down here and just kind of play our way through, kill some of these dudes. This guy takes a lot of hits, but sometimes they drop special weapons, like wing boots will kind of let you float along a little bit. Now, the reason I did all that is because now I can fight the boss a second time by coming back up here and make another set of money that he drops. And that's really important to have enough money to buy that armor at the end, the legendary armor. Instead of dropping a key, you'll drop a heart this time that refills your hearts so that you can at the end of the stage, get that bonus. And here we go. Alright. The game starts to get a little bit more challenging. You gotta know what you're doing, not be too careless. There's money back here on the third tree. I'm sure there's other coins and money bags all over the game that I just haven't found yet, but the ones I know about are enough to get me where I need to be. So, all right. Remember what I told you about bats? They drop hearts, so we're at full health. Now there's an important part coming up. Secret door right behind this mud man that you do not want to miss. And the reason you don't want to miss it is this guy drops an upgraded sword. So if you miss this guy, you'll never get enough sword upgrades with the remainder of the bosses to get the best sword in the game. So you don't want to miss him. Not too hard. And there you go. Alright, Man Desert, another very important part of the game. Alright, so there's a chance that I should have gone into that bar there because you can get some tips on how to beat the Sphinx boss that's coming up later on in the level, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. This is important. You got to jump over this gap here, otherwise you'll fall down into the earth and fight a boss prematurely, but you want to be able to get these guys money bags before you do that, just kind of like we fought that boss on the prior level, the octopus boss. So these guys are going to drop money for me, and then you go backwards, and then fall in the hole, and these guys will all be back afterwards, and you get fresh money bags from them. Bats aren't so hard, they kind of fly right into the direction of your sword. see, new coin there, new coin there. It's important to get every opportunity for money that you can. And there we go. Alright, these little Grim Reaper guys drop money bags, so you do not want to miss the opportunity to get them, because sometimes they have a lot of money. Now wait for them to come close. And had to fall to get that money bag. Alright, now there's a really important jump right here. Three money bags right there. You do not want to miss that one. And you do not want to miss the money that comes up right here. Well, you gotta avoid this guy's shots and just jump as much as you can. And get as much money there as you can. Okay. Now we jump across. There's going to be a mouse. Hit the mouse. Get to the other side. Just got another heart. That's good. You know, see we have 572 gold. We're not going in that door, but we're going to go down here instead and jump across and get the legendary boots, best boots in the game. So one of the 4 legendary items is now checked off the list. Come down here. These guys take a lot of hits. Alright, so this is the point in the game where I might screw up my chances to finish the game. And the reason why is there's this Sphinx boss and he asks you a question. And to know the answer to the question, you have to spend money at a few shops before we got here. But I don't have that money to spare if I want to finish the game. So hopefully we'll get lucky. Didn't get lucky. Alright, I'd use one of my potions to beat this guy. That might screw everything up, but we'll try anyway. Sometimes those monsters will drop another potion before the end of the game, so I'm not going to be totally discouraged. Yeah, finally. I usually get his question right. It seems like over half the time, so I don't know what the randomizer is for that, but it doesn't always work out. Guy's going to steal money if he touches you, so it's really important here not to let that happen. Another sword. And you pause the game. I'll do it just a sec. See, we have Excalibur's sword right now, which is the second best sword. This Elephant Man opens up a path over here that we can take into the clouds to move on. And just like that other level, there's a money bag on just about every cloud, so don't pass a cloud without getting your money. Alright. Now, Pororo Island is another island where you don't want to leave too prematurely. I'll show you why in just a minute. Boss is in here. Let's go ahead and fight him. Another knight, not too hard. Money bags. Alright, before we go backwards, what we want to do is walk through the water this way. Remember that we got the flute from Catherine earlier. This is where we blow the flute. And thanks to that, there's now this mansion here with the old man in it. Not to mention the gold that you need. Alright, so now we have to find the great catfish. Now, finding the great catfish is maybe one of the more unfair parts of the game if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing or where the catfish is, and I'll show you when the time comes. Alright, but now that we've done the mansion, we now have a second opportunity to fight the boss, make a bunch of money. You gotta do that. You want to make sure the coast is clear when you get out of these boss areas because the enemy's positions will be the same as when you walked in the door. You see in the top right I got that fireball there. You can get special weapons in this game. Fireballs, whirlwinds, and lightning bolts. And to use those special weapons, all you got to do is push down on the controller. So frequently when things get hectic, I often press it by accident. You got to be careful about that. They're only really that useful in a couple situations and mainly close to the end game. So I try not to use them up before I get there. Alright. So here we have a town that's been pretty well pillaged by monsters. And there's a secret boss right here. Wizard guy who's really pretty easy. You want to fight him to get some, usually drops the lightning bolt power-ups, which is useful for later in the game. There we go. Those gray ghosts, again, will they'll take money if they hit you, so you don't want to get hit by those guys if you can help it. And one of the more challenging bosses is coming up right here, Medusa. She just jumps around a lot, and you don't want to let her get by you. Things can kind of get out of control pretty quick. But I got a pretty good sword, she's been dicey, so there you go. Pretty rare the bats drop money, so that's good. Yeah, more money. Don't need any of that stuff. And we should get our end of round bonus. So far we're on track to be able to finish the game, except for the fact that I had to use a revival potion in fighting the Sphinx boss. That may mess us up at the end. Okay, here we got a shield shop. Finally got enough money to buy the legendary shield. So now we have legendary boots and a legendary shield, both of which are blue. All we need now is a legendary sword and legendary armor. And you'll see here, if I had 5 more gold, I'd be able to buy the hard armor, which you have to buy to be able to find the store for the legendary armor, but there will be another chance later to get that, so no big deal. Alright, now this is an important part, because it's easy to be knocked around by these enemies in this part, but you always want to jump around because there's money bags all over this place. If you go too fast, you're going to miss them. And this one you skip. And I don't remember if there's any here. I thought there was one up there. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, there's one up there, but I think I missed it. No big deal. Draw that guy over here and fight a boss in here. This guy's kind of a pain, so I like to use either my lightning or some other special weapon to weaken him. Lightning will do fine. I'll just keep using that. Now we have the Sword of Legend. So 3 out of 4. And down here we want to jump around and get as many money bags as we can. As long as that guy doesn't bother us too much. I thought there were a couple more. Maybe not. Here's the boss. Not too bad. get all 10 hearts. And if you fall in the lava here, you're going to get sprung out on a spring. I'm trying not to do that again. Alright, now we can get that hard armor. A little bit better armor that's going to help us qualify to see the legendary armor shop in a little while. Told you about these guys stealing money. Let him go over you. Just move on. It's not worth it. Okay, more fireballs. That's good. Now, one of these guys will drop a revival potion. I feel much better about my chances in beating the game. And I'm just not playing very well right now. There it is, the revival potion. Alright, now I feel much better. Okay, perfect. So I should be on track to at least make it to the final boss. There's no guarantees with him. But, alright, so here you fall down. Remember the great fit catfish that we talked about earlier? There's a shop right here, nothing interesting. Here's what you got to do. You leave the shop, and then you knock again, and it turns into the great catfish. Very easy to figure out. A lot of games on the Master System that pull tricks like that on you. But now you have the Emblem of Courage. And we're doing pretty well together now. With these guys, definitely want to get whatever they're going to drop, because they typically drop pretty good stuff. It'd be nice to have a little more health. Okay. So legendary armor costs, I think, 540 gold. So by the time we get to it, we should have enough money. But if you want to fight the dragon without that armor set, it's really tough. I would not recommend it. Alright, gotta fall in down here. I think there's some money up here. Well, I just skipped a big part with a bunch of money I probably need to get the armor, but what can you do? Okay. Hopefully some of these guys will drop some money for me. Nope, they're just giving me hearts and stuff instead. And wing boots. Alright, there's a little money. Okay, every little bit helps. So this guy's going to give you the option of picking a bell or a ruby to help you fight the boss. And the bell is going to help you get through the maze, which is the castle. I've already memorized that, so you want to take the ruby, which is going to give you an advantage on the actual boss fight. hopefully this guy gives me enough bags to be able to afford the best armor. And it looks like he's going to. Alright, beautiful. So far so good. Drop some more hearts, come on. Gotta find that armor shot. Yeah, let's see what this one is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and heal up. I think I'll still have enough money left over. The armor shot, of course, is hidden. Right here. Armor of Legend. And now, with that, we have the complete Armor of Legend set and the Sword of Legend and a Revival Potion. So we should be good to go to finish the game. So, fighting through the last level is a pain until you memorize the path. It's like a Lost Woods type level. You gotta take the exact correct path every time or you return to the beginning. And it is not easy to memorize. Now, if anyone remembers the music from this part, this is where the Wonder Boy 3 Dragon's Trap game begins on this level. Except it's not as challenging. There's no use for money from this point of the game. I still like to collect it out of habit anyway. There's a couple particularly challenging parts to the castle before you get to the final boss. One is a jumping sequence coming up to pretty soon. And the boss battle itself is pretty tough, but one of the tricks of this level is it's so long that at best 2 or 3 times you're going to take a hit to your life energy just for running out of time. So if you just wander around and you can't find your way, you're going to die just doing that. Alright, so this is one of the harder parts. Hope I don't screw it up. Alright, good, good, good. So far, so good. Don't want to have to do that part again. Good thing about the mice here is sometimes they drop some hearts to help refill you for the boss. One of the reasons I wanted to record this playthrough is because in about a week I'm going to obviously forget the crazy path that you have to take to get through this level. But I've been playing it a lot lately and feel pretty good about it right now, so. Okay. So one of the things I actually kind of want to do at this point is get rid of my whirlwind power-ups, and the reason for that is they're just not effective on this boss. I want to have either lightning or fireballs. Wasting all my time on that guy. Hoping he'll drop a heart. Oh, okay, more whirlwinds. Okay. And here we are. The doorway of the final boss. I'm going to be quiet now so I can concentrate. And there we go. That's the end of Wonder Boy and Monsterland for the Master System. Total playtime about 42 minutes. In my opinion, definitely one of the best games on the Master System. Hope you guys enjoyed it.